All right, this is element compound mixture homework. The questions that relate to the notes. And again, you should have already done these and should have already submitted them to me so that I can give you a grade for them. Now I want to give you the right answers so that you have the right answers in order to have those to study and use and know for the test. That'll be in a while, not for a while down the road here, but we will have a test for this stuff. So question number 1 on this says, how can you distinguish between an element and a compound? How do you tell the difference? Well, an element, remember, is one substance. It has one set of properties, right? It's only one substance that is the same all the way through, like my ring, it's titanium. These atoms and these atoms are all exactly the same. Compound is made up of 2 or more substances that are, keyword, chemically combined. They've been combined together. We got this guy, water. It's hydrogen and oxygen chemically combined, specifically 2-to-1 ratio. Sodium chloride is sodium and chlorine chemically combined. They are combined together chemically, so it's really hard to get them apart. Right? So that's the difference between an element and a compound. Question number 2, write the chemical symbol for each of these. Hopefully you found a periodic table using Google, like I told you in the notes. So the first one there, copper, the symbol is Cu. Now again, they utilize the Latin name for copper, which is cuprous or cupric. That's why it's Cu instead of Co. Co is the element cobalt. So we have to have Cu for copper. Letter B, oxygen is O, which happens to be in the formula for water. Phosphorus is P. Silver is Ag. Again, they utilize the Latin name for it. I apologize, I don't know the Latin name for silver off the top of my head. Sodium is Na, uses the Latin name natrium. That's how it gets Na for it instead of So. Helium is He, and remember these should be, if it's 2 letters, it's a capital H, lowercase e. Sodium was capital N, lowercase a. It can't be capital N, capital A. That would be incorrect. Like I wrote up here, it's got to be capital N, lowercase a. Letter G, sodium. Oh, I did that twice. Just notice that now. It's Na again. Letter H, potassium is K. That would be a capital K. Uranium is a capital U. Fluorine is a capital F. Chlorine is a capital C, lowercase l, Cl, like what's in sodium chloride up here. And the last one of this is antimony. Put that one in there so you really had to search for it. That one's Sb. Wow, that's like really crazy for the name, the Latin name, and I don't know the Latin name for antimony, but obviously it has an S and a B in it. So question number 3, why are some symbols for elements an odd combination of letters that are not the same? It's because, as I said, now it's the Latin name that they use, such as iron is Fe. All right, next question, number 5. Name the chemical elements represented by each symbol. So now it's the other way around. I gave you Sn. What element is that? Tin. Ca, the element is calcium. S is sulfur. Cd is cadmium, like what's in rechargeable batteries. Some rechargeable batteries have cadmium in them. They're cadmium-based batteries. P is phosphorus. Cl is chlorine. Ni is nickel. H is hydrogen. He is helium. And Cu is copper. Now, for this course, you are going to need to be familiar with those in either direction. I'm going to say names, and I'm also going to use symbols. A lot of times I'm going to go, well, we're talking about Cu today. So you need to know that Cu is copper. Or I'm going to say, well, okay, well, the Na that's in here, we need to know that Na is sodium. So we need to be familiar with these. Okay? Number 6, if a symbol consists of 2 letters, how do those letters have to be written? Remember, if it's 2 letters, it's got to be capital, lowercase, like my Na and my Cl that are behind me. The first letter is capital, second letter is lowercase. 7, classify each of these as an element, a compound, or a mixture. Well, the first one, spaghetti sauce. That's a mixture. It's a mixture of tomatoes and salt and some other spices. So that's a mixture. We can get all those things apart using their physical properties. Glass. Glass is a compound. Amazingly enough, glass is actually made from sand. Silicon dioxide, SiO2. Silicon and oxygen. It's a compound. Table sugar. That is actually a compound. It's C6H12O6. So that's a compound. River water. River water is a mixture. It's a mixture of water. It's going to have dirt in it. It's going to have fish. It's going to have fish pee and poo. There's all sorts of stuff in there. It's a mixture floating down the river water. Cough syrup. Cough syrup is also a mixture because you have to shake it up commonly to get stuff mixed back together so that you don't have it settled out. Because if it's settled out, what kind of mixture is it? Suspension, colloid, settled, it's a suspension. So cough syrup is a suspension. Last one on this, nitrogen. Nitrogen is an element. You'd find it on the periodic table. It's number 7. All right, last question on here, number 8. What elements make up the pain reliever acetaminophen? The chemical formula is C8N9O2N. Which element is in the greatest proportion by number of atoms? So you got C, that's carbon. There's 8 of him. Nitrogen, well, there's 9 nitrogens, and then there's 1 over to the side. I know that seems weird as to why in the world is it's written that way. It all has to do with some organic chemistry that is you'll learn if you go on in chemistry. That's a college level chemistry course. We aren't going to get into organic chemistry in here, but there's a reason why they're separated. So you could have nitrogen as 9 and then another nitrogen as 1, or you could have just had nitrogen as there's a total of 10 in there. Either way is fine with me at this point. And then we got oxygen, and there's 2 of them. And the last question was, which one has the greatest proportion? It's the nitrogen. There's a total of 10 nitrogens in that acetaminophen formula. All right, well, that gets that's the end of those questions. So with that, we'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.